Hello, welcome to my first ever moto vlog. In fact, my first vlog of any kind, because I have never done this before and I just really wanted to give it a go. So without further ado, I'll introduce you guys to the bike. So yeah, the camera's on the top of my head, so it makes the bike look like an absolutely tiny thing. It is quite small anyway, but this is a Svartpillen 401 on the Aytoo license, making about 40 horsepower or so, and it is a lovely little blast to ride. So I'm going to hop on it and get going. Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't sound super fancy, but this bike is bloody brilliant. I'm going to try my best not to slip on the stones here. And we are off. Yeah, so as I was saying, I really wanted to give this a go. I keep getting YouTube reels recommended to me of other motorbikers, and I thought to myself, you know what, that looks like a really fun job. So I treated myself to this DJI action camera today, and this is my first ever shot at giving this a go. So I really hope whoever's watching this, you enjoy it as much as I'm about to enjoy making it. So, as you'll notice in the New Forest, like, it's just green everywhere. And, oh my god, it is lovely. I don't really have many hobbies at the moment, so just going out on this motorbike and just seeing the greenery is, I mean, it's enough to keep me busy. And I love it. You got all the purple heather out in the field, all the ferns. It's a really unique place. In fact, you can see the whole hillside is purple over there. It's really, really cool. So this road heads into a little bit of a forest called Blackwater. And oh yeah, we get our first glimpse at the horses around here as well. Not sure if you can see how many there are. There's bloody hundreds. We got one here. A little foal as well. Whoa. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get used to talking to myself on rides, because usually I'm dead silent, and in fact I don't even tend to use my headset that much either, because I can't be bothered to connect my phone to Bluetooth. I just like getting out straight away. So this is going to be a very new experience for me, and something I'll hopefully improve at quite a bit if I keep making these videos. But yeah, I tried talking to myself on one ride, pretending I had a vlog camera, and I actually really enjoyed it. And I thought, oh, I reckon I'd make a pretty fun video. So that's another reason why I got this camera, is because I've been acting a bit crazy and talking to myself. So at least with a camera on my head, it's acceptable to be talking to yourself. But I don't really see many people with these around here, so I will get some funny looks. I haven't seen how stupid I am with this thing poking out the top of my helmet yet. Alright, nice tight corner here. Oh god, the car coming. Yeah, sorry for going on your side a bit there. So I've been riding for about 2 years, maybe a bit more, on and off. And I started on 125s, as most people do, but I was very lucky to ride 2-strokes, so some proper retro ones. And at college, in our little group of biker friends, the 2-strokes were pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. It's a shame I wasn't as cool as the bikes were, but they were such a blast to ride. In fact, I still miss riding the 125 2-strokes, but I don't miss how unreliable they were, especially since my dad fixed them. Oh god, that was bumpy. Since my dad fixed them, and I mean, he's not like a certified mechanic, so sometimes things would go wrong and I would have to be rescued or push my bike like a mile home quite a few times. And then I went and treated myself to the Aytoo license about a year and a half ago, or maybe like 2 years ago now. So that entailed spending a lot of money to do the licensing. And if you don't know, the Aytoo means you can ride certain motorbikes up to like, I want to say 900cc, but they're all restricted to about 50 horsepower or so. I think it's like 47 horsepower is the max. So I'm riding a Aytoo bike here, and compared to other bigger bikes, it's like not really that powerful. But for someone my age, and even of my height, because I'm quite big, this is it's just such an awesome amount of fun, really. I don't think I need much more power. I know I'm young enough that if you give me a stupid amount of power, I will do something stupid with it. So I don't mind being stuck on this for a little bit. In fact, I think I can almost get my A license now without having to be 24, because I've had my Aytoo for like 2 years. But I might put that off because you have to pay all the money again, and then you have to do the test again, which is the exact same. In fact, the bike I rode on my Aytoo test was an A bike with a restrictor kit, but apparently it was torquier in the lower ends and like felt a bit more peppy than the full unrestricted bike at like legal speeds. So I find it a bit crazy that, you know, I've practically done an A license, and if I want to ride a bigger bike, then I'll have to pay a pretty extortionate amount of money again. Right, just be careful on this guy. Oh, is he letting me go? Oh, thank you. That's really nice of him. I don't get that much. Actually, speaking of nice drivers, since I was saying I get loads of these motorbike videos come up in my recommended, I was thinking to myself actually that, especially in the little bit of the UK I live in, we have some really nice drivers. I feel like most of the people on the road are pretty aware of what's going on, and they don't get overly sore when you overtake them. You see some road rage incidents in America, and people are like pulling out guns because they got overtaken by like a motorbike or whatever, just because they don't want someone to get home before they do. But round here in the south, I think we have some very considerate people. So yeah, that's the nice thing about the UK. Maybe not in the cities. I mean, the closer you get to a city, like, the more shocking the driving gets straight away. But when you live in the countryside like I do, you do just have quite a chill time when you're riding a motorbike. I don't have to deal with too much stress. Like, Here there's barely any traffic. The roads are nice. That guy let me through earlier. It's just a really pleasant way to experience motorbiking. So if you got a bike and you live in a city, I recommend you go out to a bit of a countryside near you and give it a go if you haven't already. Even if you're on a scooter, I think scooters can be so much fun, especially like just twist and go, nothing to worry about. Yeah, so I'm still getting used to just blabbering on to myself here, but I think I've done a pretty good job of filling up the time already. Let me know if you prefer lots of talking, or if you just prefer just a bit of quiet every now and then, like I usually experience on these rides. Oh, what's going on here? Right. If you've never had to go over a cattle grid on a motorbike, then please be very careful when you do experience it. Because when I was riding little bikes around, I'd always go way too fast over those. And I've had times where my bike felt like it was going almost sideways. Now luckily I've never crashed on them, but my god, they are the most slippery, dangerous hazards that actually aren't that dangerous if you approach them sensibly. But I certainly haven't a couple times. I do now though, because I would not like to wreck this lovely bike. In fact, speaking of the lovely bike, this Svartpilen 401 it's like my dream Aytoo bike. It is absolutely lovely to ride. I am well over 6 foot, so it's pretty hard for me to find a bike that fits super comfortably. I had one before this, which was a Japanese import, and my god, that bike was made for tiny Japanese men. And as cool as that bike was, it was an SRX 400 from the 90s. As cool as it was, I felt like I sat on like a kid's stool, or like one of the chairs they give you in reception. And that was gutting for me, because I loved that thing. It wasn't super reliable because I got it like really cheap, but it just looked so cool for what it was. But this bike is so much bigger, really comfy. I like the clearance. I like a bike that's high off the ground, sort of like adventure styled, but not really. That's my jam. And yeah, I love it. The ergonomics fit perfect. I like the raised handlebars compared to the Svartpilen. I feel like those made my back hurt quite a bit when you're like low down on clip-ons. But this one, it just looks cool as well. I like wearing all the fully black motorbike gear on a black motorcycle and just cruising around. It makes me feel a bit cool. Right, some more forest roads here. The smell in the New Forest, oh my god, so good. You got all these pine trees around and it smells like a Yankee candle, but everywhere you drive, in like the best possible sense. It's so fresh. I love the smell of pine. Like, I want a house that smells of it, or like a wood cabin made of pine. It's so good. Just to get all that fresh air whilst you're riding about. It's really important to me, actually. I think for a lot of people who ride... Whoa! Look at that. Little baby deer as well. I'm going to slow it down a bit, just in case there's any more around here. Blimey. Yeah, so, as I was saying, I think for a lot of people, we ride motorbikes as a bit of a break from everything else. You can really switch off your brain and forget about everything that stresses you out in normal life, what you're going to do each day. As soon as you hop on the bike, your brain just switches modes and all you can think about is enjoying what you're doing. And for me, the motorbike is so important as well. Maybe I rely on it a bit too much to keep me happy, but it's just really helped me clear my mind and get out the house when there's nothing else I want to do. And I really hope that if some people are interested in motorbikes but are scared off of them, that maybe watching this might convince you just to give it a go. Hop on a CBT, get yourself a cheap little run around. Because for some people, I think they really need something like this, as much as I do. And I just hope more younger people my age sort of get into motorbiking, because it feels like it's dying out a little bit now, especially with all the costs involved. A very sensible guy up ahead stopping for me. Cheers. Yeah, there's more of the horses I want about. Yeah, some people think it's crazy to see wild horses everywhere you go, and I've just sort of grown up with it. I'd never really appreciated it as much as when I started riding motorbikes, and it's just like, oh wow, this is beautiful. So the general etiquette around them is to slow down and keep your distance a lot, especially if they got foals. Then they can just start running out of nowhere, and they might cause a big dent in a car, but if they hit you on a bike, they might cause a dent in your skull, and you don't want to dent their skull either. So best to respect the horses and all the other animals. A side effect is they have no fear of cars or bikes or anything, because nothing ever touches them. So they will just walk out on you because they feel like it, and they don't know any better. But I'm willing to take that trade-off to have lovely wildlife where I live. And as you can see, the roads are like just empty today. Sometimes you get stuck behind cars when you don't want to be stuck. And sometimes you just get the road to yourself, get to go at the pace you want. You get to sort of stick in the middle of a road, which I quite like to do when there's space. It's lovely today, though I should have worn another layer. It's a little bit cold for an August day. So I've been down this road before, but I've forgotten the names of where it actually takes me. Emery Down, cool. I think I went left last time, so let's go right towards Lyndhurst. So far, I am really enjoying chatting to the camera today. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this, to give me the motivation to keep doing it. Because I would absolutely love to make these for a little audience of people. Sorry, I thought I was going to hit some bumps, but I didn't then. Oh, but I did then. Oh, I know where we are. Cool. Right, we'll go this way now. that's another thing I like, is when you're on a bike, you're not really going anywhere sometimes. So it really gives you a chance to explore the forest or explore the roads where you live without having to use like a sat-nav or a GPS. I used to run like a little phone mount there so I could see directions, but I've stopped doing that recently just because I want to get a bit of a mind map. That sounds weird. Yeah, a bit of a mind map in my head, just so I can like learn the area without having to rely on my phone so much. And I think a phone is a really bad part of like mental health that a lot of people don't realise. So anytime I can get away from it, then all the better for me, pretty much. Okay, so I'm picking up speed. I hope the wind noise isn't too bad for you guys. I hope the camera stays on my head actually. I might slow it down just a little bit. Yes, it's still up on the top of my head. That's good. Well, I can feel the extra resistance of it lifting my head up. So having a stick on your head that catches all the wind. And I completely forgot about how stupid it looks as well. So now I'm self-conscious of that right now. Oh well. Oh, this is bloody good fun though. This is just a nice chill road. There's not much going on. But you get to open up the bike a bit, take a few corners rather than just go straight the whole time. I think it's a really good representation of some of the better UK roads. Alright, so this is a junction where I actually came from earlier to get through the forest. So I'm going to go straight here. Very conscious of this mount that's only got that 3M sticky tape holding it to the top of my head. I really hope my camera does not come flying off the day I buy it. So I'm definitely going to invest in one of those chin mounts. Also, so it doesn't look like you're 7 feet off the ground, because I don't know how immersive that really is. I'm not saying I'm a giant, but when you're on a little stick poking out the top of a tall man's head, I think you do certainly feel a little bit off. Woo. Yeah, the only reason I'm slowing it down a bit is because I do feel it moving. So, yeah, it was probably sensible to go bang on the speed limit anyway. I got no one behind me, so no one's going to get pissed off about what speed I do. Yeah, so if you don't know, New Forest is in the south of England, and oh god, everywhere you go, you got just trees, green, and horses. Some bits are more like built up and like residential, and like the horses don't go. But it's just so cool when you like go through these areas. You look to your side and you just see like a bunch of horses just chilling, wild, living their lives. And cows as well. Oh god, I love it when the cows are out. I never used to like cows that much, but I don't know, something changed. I think they're pretty chill now. do feel a bit bad about eating them sometimes, especially when such cool ones live around you. What's this guy indicating for? Oh, yeah. Oh, what's this guy doing? Looking out. Okay. They are on a slow little scooter there, my god. You don't usually see cars overtaking bikes. I like to say it's the other way around most of the time. Woo! Come on, 400 cc's of power! Let's go! Oh yes. Right in front of a police car. That was very smart of me, wasn't it? Okay, well, if you see blue lights flashing, you'll know why this video has ended very quickly. I don't think this bike has enough power to get away from one of those police cars, unfortunately. I have to get myself a crotch rocket or something and absolutely blast it. Yeah, and I do like the naked bikes out around the forest. I think getting all that fresh wind is a really nice feeling. It makes you feel you're going a bit faster than you are as well when you got all the wind hitting you dead on. I haven't ridden really anything with big fairings before, but this is probably the most naked bike I've ever ridden, and yeah, it just really hits you in the face, for better or for worse, but mainly for better for me. I guess that's why a lot of people go for nakeds. Also, like, the riding position is comfy. I said earlier about like the low down handlebars being more of a pain than it's worth usually, and I think I'll stand by that for now. This is just such a good position, being upright, comfortable, whilst not looking too naff either. It's not like an ugly bike, in my opinion. I'm sure some people might find this bike ugly, but I certainly don't. I think it looks like a cyberpunk bike, and it's sick. I would love to do some modifications to it, but I have currently just wasted all of my money on a camera and a microphone, so that won't be happening anytime soon. In fact, I'd love to learn to fix bikes as well. That would be a good use of money. Buy a garage and sort of learn a bit more maintenance. I could probably do some of the most basic stuff. Okay, he's warning me of the horses, I reckon. Yeah, I could probably do some of the more basic things on the motorbike, but sorry, I've lost all focus here. Look at that. Oh, he looked like he was dead for a second and he just perked up. Got to be careful around those little foals. Yeah, but I'd love to learn how to just do real motorbike fixing, you know. Take a piston out, pop a brand new one in, and get like old two-strokes running again. Yeah, get some bigger two-strokes as well, like a 250 or a 350. I love the sound they make as well. A little ring, ding, 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 ding. That's one thing I miss about them. I think the more annoying a bike sounds, the funner it is to ride. The more fun even. I should have used my proper British dialect there. Okay. And we're going to go down here. So this isn't like the route I usually do. I like to do quite a big circuit, go up to the nearby cities and then come back. But I wanted to do a tour of all the really foresty bits today. There's a really strong first video to kick everything off. I think I'm going to have to cut out quite a bit as well. I've probably been going for like an hour already. So I'm going to go back to Brockenhurst and then sort of wrap it up there, I reckon. But I have had such a good time today doing this. Shetland ponies. They are funny, the little dwarfs of the horse world. You don't see them too often, so it's like, oh, nice, little Shetland. That's funny. I wonder if we'll see the donkeys now. The donkeys are like the best, I reckon. Horses are alright. They're a little bit annoying sometimes because they do just stand there and they don't do anything. But like in fact, the donkeys do the same, but I just like them more. I think they're a bit cuter. Okay. Cool. Not phased at all. So I'm going to follow this courser up here. Hopefully he goes a nice speed. He has got racing stripes, so he might be a boy racer in there, because these roads are an absolute blast to sort of razz around, within the speed limit of course. But yeah, a lot of people around here like going 10 miles under the speed limit, or 20 sometimes, and that does sort of irritate me a bit. Not a whole lot, because I'm on the bike and it's quite easy to overtake, but if I'm in a car and I'm stuck on a 3 mile long road going 20 under the speed limit and I can't overtake, oh my god, it is so irritating. But people have their reasons. It's always good to be slow and safe around here. But at the same time, I just want to go to McDonald's and get a fucking Big Mac. Yeah, another thing about English roads, on a completely different topic, is a lot of them are like in really bad quality. So if you're watching from America, you're probably used to massive long straight roads that aren't too bad to drive on. But here you'll just find like, oh god, like just dips and cracks and potholes the size of lanes everywhere. I think they're just a lot more common in England because the cold weather quite frequently breaks down the roads, and the councils are notoriously really good at fixing potholes. And that, if you couldn't tell, was complete British sarcasm, because I've never once seen a pothole been filled in, apart from all those ones that we've just seen. But some roads around where I live, they've just had potholes for like 10 years at least. They just get bigger and bigger. I think the worst feeling was when I just got my driver's license and I accidentally hit one of those potholes and it just wrecked my wheel. I wasn't even going too fast, but I was in a very small car that couldn't handle any bumps, and yeah, the wheel got wrecked and the tyre was fucked, and yeah, it was just irritating within like my first week of passing. And that just sort of set me up for what British roads are like and what it's like to live in this country where the government doesn't really care about the state of your roads whatsoever, or the state of you, to be honest. But that doesn't matter because I have a motorbike and that's it. I've got a bike. Yeah, I said this guy was going to be fast, but his stripes have lied to us. Absolutely not that fun. These bits are called the 10 bends because it's like a series of 10 corners, and he has gone the most boring speed he possibly could, which is fine because it's all safe and legal, but I wanted to have a little bit of fun today. So, New Forest is not the biggest place as well. I just wanted to point out that a lot of these areas are untouched. I think you're not allowed to build anything on them for good reason. But it's just really nice having like the towns quite separate and all this wildlife just sort of having its own place to live for miles and miles and miles. I've barely seen any houses today, so I really appreciate that about this area. And I've just had a fly come in my visor. Cool. Look at you. Look at how many horses there are around here. Ah, cows! Moo! Yeah, I like the cows. They're the best. Okay, so I think we're not too far from where I started this video, so I'm gonna go up there and I will wrap it up in a sec, unfortunately. I reckon I might... Oh, little baby deer just chilling there. Yeah, I might have to cut this video down a bit. I'll see how long this actually came out to, because to me it felt like 10 minutes. But I'm sure when I pull out my SD card it's going to say 2 hours, and I don't think anyone wants to sit through 2 hours of this. So I'll pull out the best bits, and you won't even see the bad bits. You'll just get to enjoy the best I've got to offer. Yeah, go on then. I'll let you go. I'm not usually super kind when I'm on the bike, because I do like to just get ahead of most of traffic when I can. But if I've just been on a relaxing ride, sometimes I'm in a good mood. And yeah, I feel like as a motorbike rider, I do feel a bit more entitled to take up little gaps when I can, so it's good just to chill out a little bit and let the cars have a nice time as well. Yeah, I have got a car, and I have to say, compared to a bike, it's not the same. I hate filling up my car. It makes me miserable every time I have to put petrol in to drive a boring 1 litre, the slowest thing on the planet, to get to A to B. But I'll hop on this, I'll go to Tesco, and I'm excited to put my £7 in to fill her up to the top, and I think I can go through that in 1 day quite happily, actually. I just simply love being on this thing. There's not much that brings me greater joy apart from the loved ones around me, of course, and all of that. But this is the greatest material object that a man or woman or anything else can own, I reckon, if they enjoy it. It's something just so... it's just good. Anyone who rides knows what I'm saying. Anyone who doesn't ride might think I sound like an absolute twat right now. But motorbikes are just the greatest fun you can have. And I'm not even on that fast of a motorbike. I'm on a pretty sensible one as far as they go. And here we are, Beach and Wood, where I'm going to finish up this video. Bumpy. There we go, found neutral eventually. Right then, I have had an absolute blast doing this video today. I hope you guys have enjoyed it too. And that wraps up my first vlog and a little tour of New Forest today. So thank you very much for watching, and maybe I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.